I am Diamond Brown, and this is.
Hi, I'm Andrea Lewis. I'm the nurse practitioner over at the Wellness Center.
And this is for the adverse effects of smoking from our senior project. So, what all do you know about smoking?
Well, I know that smoking can cause a lot of deaths with certain people, and also can affect certain disorders and make things worse. So it can actually affect a lot of things in the body. It can make diabetes worse. It can cause rheumatoid arthritis. In males, it can cause problems with erectile type things. In females, it can cause preterm labor, stillbirths. You know, it can cause low weight babies, like after birth and things like that. It really can affect your heart system, like your coronary vascular system. It can thicken your veins and then your vessels and lead to heart disease, blood clots, which is very dangerous, and even, you know, especially younger girls that are on birth control, and if they smoke, that can really put them at high risk for blood clots. You know,
I know it has a lot to do with the lungs, so what exactly?
Yeah, and with the lungs, some people, when they get older, if they've smoked for years, they can get COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Even at a younger age, it can put you at risk for pneumonia. And then if someone has asthma and they smoke on top of that, that's bad, and it can trigger an asthma attack.
How does it trigger the pneumonia?
Well, it can anytime you smoke, it causes extra mucus and everything to kind of settle down in your chest, and it's just going to put you at high risk for it. So like we were saying, with pneumonia, you know, it produces extra mucus, and, you know, it can affect asthma and make you more at risk for pneumonia. It can affect your immune system and kind of knock it down. Not only could it cause things like stroke, heart disease, problems like that, it's also linked to kidney cancer. Like, there's so many cancers in the body that is linked to smoking. And not only that, your physical appearance is real important, especially, you know, when you're younger. And then as you get older, you know, the smoking, if you do smoke a lot when you're young, that can affect you when you get older too. And your appearance, not only on the inside of your body are you messing it up, you're also messing up the outside appearance. It can cause more wrinkles. It can mess with your teeth. Your fingernails can turn yellow sometimes. Let's see what else. You know, it can really affect, like, a lot of your physical appearance too, and make you look kind of run down and everything. You know, it's just a lot. There's just a lot that it could do to your body that people don't realize that.
Some say that some cigarettes are better than others. How do you feel about that?
Well, they're all bad. Anything that has nicotine in it, it causes vasoconstriction in your blood vessels, and what that means is, like, your blood vessels are tightening up every time you draw off of that. It causes them to tighten up, and less blood flow goes through there. So it's, you know, it's dangerous. It's dangerous, and it can also affect the amount of plaque buildup and cholesterol problems you have in your body, which there again can cause coronary disease, you know, and then later in life even contribute to heart attacks, you know. So it just trickles down, like all the things that smoking can do. Yeah, it's bad. So even e-cigs, you know, if they have nicotine in them, there again, that can be anything basically with, like, the nicotine and all those, especially with regular cigarettes, the tar's bad for you, all those chemicals. There's so many chemicals in cigarettes that are so dangerous for you, you know.
What do you think the easiest way to quit smoking would be?
It's not an easy challenge. We've worked with teenagers in it, and sometimes it can be challenging. We've used different methods, like gum and different things. Sometimes even therapy can kind of help. And if you can use another way to cope with stress and things like that, and switch off the cigarettes by using some other safer way to kind of cope with stress and problems, a lot of times that'll help. There's a 1-800-QUIT now smoke number you could call to help kind of quit, and have like a buddy therapist to kind of help you kind of get through that. You know, sometimes the gum works. There's the patch, there's different things, and older people, Chantix. sometimes those methods are hard without having somebody there to kind of really motivate you to help. So
What in cigarettes, like, so how does nicotine, like, why is it so addicting? Like, what about it makes, like,
well, it's just one of those chemicals that the brain, you know, it has to do with your neurotransmitters in your brain, and it's like a feel-good chemical. It puts that out, but yet it's almost like a trick to the brain. So it does, even though your brain is liking it and responding to it, it's almost like a trick because it's not good for your body, and then it's almost like you want more and more of it. You know, people can get addicted very easily to cigarettes and things like that, and sometimes that can even be a gateway to other drugs. So, yeah.
So would you say smoking is the #1 death of?
Well, if it's not the #1 death, it's definitely up there. You know, it definitely contributes to a lot of health problems, and even if somebody gets by when they're younger with smoking a lot, by the time you get older, those effects you've already made probably irreversible damage to the lungs. You know, things like that. Especially if you just keep on and you're smoking a lot. You know, so it definitely can cause permanent sometimes effects, you know, depending on how long you've been smoking, and definitely effects on appearance, physical and in the body. You know.
And the #1 cancer it causes is lung cancer, right?
That is definitely up there. I'd have to look at the latest. They change statistics all the time, but definitely lung cancer is a big one with smoking.
And it's because of all like the tar buildup and such.
Okay. Yeah, just the multiple things that go in with that. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. For the second part of my project, I'm interviewing someone who has a traumatic brain injury from smoking.
Hello, my name is E.C. Gore. I've been smoking since I was 18. I'm now 24 years old, so I've been smoking for 6 years. Negative consequences of smoking, okay? If you look here, I have half a skull from where smoking gave me a brain tumor. They had to remove the tumor along with part of my brain, okay? And this half of my skull because it swelled out so much. Okay, and now I would like to answer some questions.
How much do you smoke a day?
I smoke about 2 packs of menthols a day, menthol cigarettes.
And what kind of physical impacts have you
Physical
noticed from
impacts, well, obviously the brain tumor that I got, okay, and that was 2 years ago. You have trouble breathing, you know, sometimes your chest hurts. When you wake up in the morning, sometimes you have like phlegm, you know, that you have to spit up. Another thing, yeah, I mean, your chest just hurts, and you feel bad sometimes. You just feel bad. Okay, that's good. Oh, and also another physical thing is I have no teeth. See that? I have no teeth, kids. From smoking so much that you know, it rots your teeth out, that nicotine. So I had to get them all pulled out at one time.
How does smoking affect you financially?
How does it affect me financially? Okay, a pack of cigarettes is anywhere from $4 to $5. Okay, 1 pack. I smoke 2 packs a day. That is $10 a day. Okay, that is $70 a week. So I would have a lot of cash money in my pocket if I chose not to smoke those cigarettes. So yeah, it puts a big dent in my financial gains or whatever.
Overall, how do these effects impact your life in general?
Okay, well, one thing, sometimes you lose friends, okay? Because not everybody wants to be around a smoker. They don't want to have to smell that smoke, okay? Another thing, you have psychological problems. You fiend for that nicotine, okay? Worse than anything. If I go 3 hours without a cigarette, I become irritable, I become mean, I become very impatient. I cannot stand myself, you know. It will drive you insane. And another thing, I mean, I have to keep gum on me all the time because it makes your breath smell bad. So you got a girlfriend that doesn't smoke, right? But you're smoking. She doesn't want to kiss an ashtray, you know. So, yeah.
Have you ever tried to stop smoking?
Well, yes, I've tried to stop smoking a couple of times. Had an electronic cigarette, and that actually cut me down to 3 to 5 cigarettes a day. But it messed up, and I didn't have the money to go buy a new one because I was spending that money on cigarettes. So yeah, I tried one time to quit smoking, but I did not succeed.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome. And kids, never try that first cigarette because one hit is too many. A million is never enough. Okay.
And the third part of my documentary is going to be about someone who suffers from secondhand smoke almost on a daily basis.
Hello, I'm Bianca Shaw, and I'm a senior, and I've been around I've been around smoking for basically all my life with my mom and my brother.
How do you think it's affecting you physically and emotionally?
Physically, it has affected me because I really can't breathe, and I get really bad headaches when I start smelling the smoke because I'm not a smoker, I'm not used to it. And emotionally, I know that cigarettes cause cancer, and knowing that my mom and my brother are doing it and have been doing it for a long time, it scares me. And also, I walk around and I smell like smoke, and I'm not a smoker, so I feel like I shouldn't have to smell like one.
Have you ever tried to tell them to quit?
Yes, but they don't really take it and do anything about it. Like, my mom has tried, just chewing gum, but she goes back to the same thing. And I know it's very addicting, so.
How does the smoker smoking affect you guys financially?
Financially, we can barely pay the rent because they spend so much money on cigarettes. And, yeah, I would ask for stuff if I go shopping, blah, blah, blah. But we always have cigarettes. Even if we, don't have food in the house, we have cigarettes.
If you had one thing you would say to smokers, what would it be?
Just stop smoking. Just find other stuff, other activities, other stuff that you can do to get your mind off of it. Because it's not good for you, and, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Welcome.
I appreciate it.
Hello there, this is EC again. I would also like to add that, yes, I lost half my skull from a brain tumor, lost my teeth from smoking, probably get cancer one day, but I still smoke cigarettes after all that. This is the most addictive substance known to man. Do not do it.
Smoking has affected me and the people around me negatively. Let's break this addiction.